Alright, so the radio is on already, so I'll turn it off to show from the start. So turn the radio on.
Welcome to OpenTX. Throttle warning.
That's okay. So just push
Switch warning.
and then push
Flight
enter.
mode. Cruise. Crow. Off. Low
So
battery.
page button, hold that down. That gets you your battery numbers. And then just make sure that these two switches are down, those switches are up, those ones are down, up face one. This is the only one that is the opposite to everyone else. That's the arming motor switch. Alright,
Low battery.
let's go. So I'll just go plug the battery in. So here the beeping, that's just what's called the ESCs, which is what tells the motors what to do. I'll just push down some weeds here. Haven't got grass yet. Let's just go over and just check that light, see what it says. Yep. So it's still orange flashing, so just wait. Oh, there you go, it just went green. So we're good to rock and roll. So what we do is under here, and if you can see, oh hang on, see that. Okay, see that little red light there? That's the arming switch. So once the light is green, like it is, look at the arming switch, and you just hold that in, and it'll make a other noise. It should. Does that loud beep sound, and now it's good to go. So, can you see it there? Alright. So first thing you do is make sure the throttle is at 0. And this is going to be tricky to fly like this. You flick this switch up.
Crow on.
It says crow's on. Now what you do is you hold the yaw button hard to the right and release it, and it starts spinning like that. Alright, so shall I just stop that? So I'll flip the switch to stop,
Crow off.
and it stops. So what I'll just say before I fly it is that what was I going to say? Oh sorry, with this mode, if you're down, see it's got a, if you can see that, oh yeah, there you go, see those markers there, that's at 50% throttle. This setting in the computer, what it will do, it will between, I think it is 40 and 60%, it does nothing. So that means that it will just stay in its location. If you go lower than the 40%, its altitude will start decreasing. If you go above 60% like that, it'll start going higher. So when you take it off in this mode, you actually have to give it, I'll go up to sort of 40, and then just gently raise it up. It's really important that you're quite slow and do little movements, because it's quite sensitive. So I go back to 0, and I'll hold that down again. Hopefully it hasn't disarmed, we'll find out. It's disarmed itself. Sorry. Throttle.
Crow
Turn it on. Oh sorry, that's the arm button. Now I hold it. Alright. So I'll raise the throttle a little bit. So I'm at 50%, it's not doing anything, so I'll just go above that. And it's away. So I've got it above 50, it's flying, so I'll push the stick forward and it will go down a bit, fly away, and you'll start to see it again hopefully. So I'll just stop that. So I'll just hold that. So you can see I'm not doing anything, and the drone just sits there. So the throttle, I'll just put the throttle on 50%. So you can see the throttle's on 50%, nothing happening here, and it just sits there. If I go throttle up, I'll do this right down there. You see up there? There you go. So if I push the throttle up more, so you can see the throttle slightly up, it rises. And because I've only done a little bit, it's rising slowly. I'll just stop that. So now I'm back to 50%. You see that? Yeah. And it's just sitting there. Alright, I'll just bring it down so you can see that thing. Where are we? So I think I'll just lower it a little bit below 50 until I start seeing it coming down. Here it comes. So it's very, very slowly coming down. Alright, you're in frame. Alright, so I'll put it back to 50 and it stops. So now I'll push it to the right with this one, with this pitch or the roll stick here. And you'll see it starts moving, so slightly touching it, and then I'll release it, and it will stop and stay where it is, and we'll come back to the left. This is kind of what you should do when you start trying to learn how to fly it. So I've just gone, and I'll push it forwards, so it will go forwards. See it's moving away, and I'll stop it, turn my finger off, and if I want to bring it back, I'll bring back on the stick. Like that. Now the yaw is like a spin, so I'll push the yaw button and you'll see it's turning around, and now it's gonna, see it's halfway around. Now it's facing me directly, so you can see the red light for right is on the right hand side, the red light is on my right now. I should have ran the wrong way. So I'll push it forward and it's going to come towards me. Here it comes. And I'll stop and it'll stop. And if I want to go back, pull back on this stick and it goes backwards. So I'll yaw it back around. To start with, keep its orientation the same as yours, so keep it facing away from you when you're learning. So what I'll do, put that down, I'll just bring this down a bit and we'll land it, show you that sequence. So I'll just bring it back to me, just fly it, pulling back. And I'll just bring it down a little bit. I'll just bring 50 so it stops. Bring it back a little bit so I'm over, I know where I'm going to land. Just come to the right. Right, and I'm going to lower the throttle down very slowly so it comes down. And when I'm on the ground, I'm going to flick this switch here. Throttle 0, flick the switch. So what I did there was just coming down really slowly. It was like that, flying. I just throttled slow and then dropped it to 0 and then flicked that switch to cut the engine straight away. That's just a safe way of doing it. And that's about it. That should be everything you need to do to get up in the air. Oh, that flicking the mechanism. So once it's in the air, and I'll just disarm it. So I'll just push that button again. Let's stop it. Hopefully it's stopped. Anyway, alright. So yeah, the dropping mechanism, which is just down there, it's just on this stick here, so that momentum one. So you just put your, if you get too close with these, they stop talking to each other. So that's the receiver. This is the and this part here is the transmitter. So that transmits what you're doing, and that receives it. And there's two of them. Right. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, it's just saying that the dropper. So you flick once you're flying, and you want to drop where you want to drop it. You just flick like that, and it will slip out of there and be done. Cool.